Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad HAIZAL. So my team and I are from Group 7 and we will present about the plastic waste issue in Malaysia.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad BADRUL
And I will explain about the introduction of plastic waste. In the last 50 years, global plastic production has increased. It reached 335 million tons in 2016, and Europe alone reached 60 million tons. In the next 20 years, it is expected to double. Plastic packaging is the most important product, which is 26% of the total plastic use. Although it has a shorter shelf life compared to plastic used in the construction and automotive industries. Plastic manufacturers and converters are interested in emphasizing the benefit of plastic packaging. It not only generate direct economic benefit but also help prevent food waste and contamination. In addition, by reducing the weight of the packaging, the fuel used in the transport of goods can be reduced. Of course, this is important, but even if these plastics are reused, they will inevitably become waste at some point. If we want to close the cycle of the circular economy, we need to treat this waste as a resource to be able to reintegrate ourselves into the life cycle of plastic, according to Plastic Europe 2018. Unfortunately, a large amount of plastic waste leak into the environment and cause major economic and ecological damage. For example, 5 to 30 million tons of plastic of end up in the ocean every year, said Geyer 2017. The focus of educational activity now is on citizens understanding themselves as members of a global community that can reduce the demand for plastic. However, according to all current expert reports, to fully enjoy the benefit of plastic, it is necessary to promote more sustainable waste management alternatives, encourage recycling, use energy recovery as a supplementary option, and limit landfilling the recyclable plastic waste. The former is usually proportional to local GDP, and the richest countries use up to 100 kilo of plastic each year, according to Waste Atlas 2016. However, in countries with large populations such as India or China, the per capita use of plastic is relatively low. Added to the high population density, it will continue to produce a large amount of plastic waste. A recent study based on the World Bank's Waste Management and Generation dataset in specific countries conclude that in 2010, between 4.8 and 12.7 tons of plastic in this waste came from people living 50 kilometers from the coastline, according to Jambek 2015. The main objective of this research is to review the Malaysian country which is flooded with plastic waste compared to other countries.
Hello everyone, my name is Afiqah and I will continue with explaining to you guys about broken window theory. Right, a broken window theory was first described in 1982 by James Wilson and George Kelling. This theory has been influential in 21st century as the model is focusing on the importance of eliminating a small or a minor crimes in order to prevent a link to a serious crime. So this theory were often focusing on policies method on handling these minor crimes such as vandalism, public drinking, to create a lawful and security to the communities. Right? Next, the theory believed that they need to stop in early stage, as when people see rule breaking in the environment, such as misconduct, were acceptable, it will make them eager to follow and break the rules by themselves. The theory also states by fixing broken windows with maintaining and monitoring the community will ensure the area will be lawful and harmony. This theory also offers a good analogy for tackling plastic dumping, as it involves a lot of minor issues to look into. Well, as been mentioned, Malaysia has been the world's main destination of plastic dumping. Right, so plastic dumping should be considered as a crime, as some of the developed countries were illegally sent numbers of trucks full loads of their plastic waste. So Malaysia needs to dispose more than 7 million tons of plastics waste every year. So it afraid that will affect our environment. So the dumping has occurred for quite some times, which may look acceptable in some way, but in the blink of eyes, these activities will lead to serious environmental disaster, right? So following the theory of broken windows, the government need to take a serious actions in order to get back to a lawful state. Also, they need to fix all of the broken windows, including in communities, right? So dozens of recycling factories has been continuously accepting illegal dumping for profit reasons. So a systematic and strong policy enforcement need to be done to fix this problem, as it will lead to something bigger in future. So if the illegal factories can stop operating, the possibilities for the countries to stop sending us trash is there, inshallah. So that's it from me. Thank you. I will pass through the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad HAIZAL. So there are multiple reasons why Malaysia being flooded with plastic waste, and one of the causes is due to China ban on importing plastic. So at first, Malaysia being importing plastic waste in small scale. Then when China has started the ban in 2018, this action then has made many countries choose Malaysia as a destination to send their plastic waste. So the reason why China took this action is because they want to pursue their goals, which are to improve environmental cleanliness and their life quality. And next, when Malaysia being rapidly full with plastic waste, illegal recycling factory will started to bloom. This has led to other pollution to occur due to improper recycling method. For example, like the burning of plastic waste can release a chemical toxic into the air, and it can increase air pollution. In addition, the unwanted plastic that end up in landfill can also affect the soil and decrease the degradation. Then the second causes is Malaysia still lacking in manage the plastic waste. Even in this year of 2021, the awareness level regarding plastic waste still low among Malaysians. And according to Worldwide Fund for Nature, or WWF, Malaysia is in second place for using most plastic, with average 16.78 kg per person for every year compared to other countries. And next, schools need to be fully utilized in spreading environmental knowledge, including the plastic waste management. In the other words, the government needs to have better education policies regarding pollution issue to be adapted in schools. This is because children that have knowledge in plastic waste management can influence their parents and the future societies. For example, like when a parent littering a plastic, so the children that have been exposed with how to dispose the plastic properly will questioning their parent action which are wrong, and this will also influence them to behave properly for the next time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is INTAN MAYSHURA binti IBRAHIM. So now I will proceed with the implications of plastic dumping in Malaysia. So, improper handling plastic waste management system has resulted in many environmental and human health problems in Malaysia, with the country now having an unwanted reputation as a major contributor to the marine plastic problems. So, the existence of illegal dump site has been a problem in Malaysia for decades. Basically, when mixed plastic waste from all over the world was brought into the country, the problem of illegal dumping was uncontrollable and it had an impact on human health and environment. Regardless whether waste management is under the federal government or state governments, all areas have been negatively affected by the import or smuggling of mixed plastic waste. Several dump sites are found on agricultural land and besides rivers, potentially causing serious contaminations of land and also water resources. For example, the plastic trash incineration can affect people's health problems such as coughing, breathing difficulty, nosebleeds, eye discomfort, and skin itching. Not only that, workers in the plastic industry have a higher risk of respiratory and cardiovascular disease as well as cancer. In addition, some studies have shown that when plastic is exposed to sunlight, it will emit greenhouse gases such as methane. So this is exactly how much plastic garbage is stored in Malaysia, exposed to sun radiation within factory grounds, illegal dump sites or landfill. So greenhouse gases have been shown to influence global temperature, cause rising sea level, damage ecosystem, and directly contribute to the climate crisis. Next is impact on marine environment. According to some research, Malaysia mishandled 0.94 million tons of plastic garbage in 2016, and it potentially end up in the oceans. So Malaysia is also the 5th global plastic polluter of the oceans, and the problem with these plastic bags is that they never biodegrade and instead disintegrate at a very sluggish rate. They are also high in hazardous chemical additives which are produced throughout the breakdown process and are absorbed by marine life if ingested. So, these pollutants have a direct impact on the ocean's life by disrupting hormones balance and altering animals' organs. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter, Muhammad ZAIRUL.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad ZAIRUL SYAZRIN bin HAMIDON. So the first step to reduce the dumping of plastic waste in Malaysia is by escalating or increasing the enforcement against the illegal dumping of plastics. So this is actually one of the government's efforts in order to curb and to against the illegal dumping of plastic waste into Malaysia country. So in this context, the illegal dumping of plastic waste happen when some of the plastics are abandoned, dumped or placed in any areas or places without proper authorization and legitimate purpose. So according to the Environmental Minister, Yeo Bee Yin, there actually have been many plastic wastes that are being smuggled into Malaysia, which has been done by some irresponsible parties by using the shipping containers method. And based on the investigations, most of these plastic wastes are usually come from the developed countries like China, Australia, Germany, United Kingdom, United States, and so on. So the issue in Malaysia, the issue of illegal dumping of plastic waste has happened in our country in Sungai Petani Kedah, whereby some smugglers have made false declarations to the customs in order to illegally import the plastic waste into Malaysia country. So this is where the enforcement against this issue need to be strengthened and improved in order to take down these global plastic syndicates. For example, the government of Malaysia actually has the power to revoke the license of any agencies if there are any false declarations made by the clients in order to import the plastic waste to Malaysia. The second step to reduce the issue of plastic waste in Malaysia is the establishment of EPR, Extended Producer Responsibility. So, since Malaysia has flooded with many plastic waste which then resulted to plastic pollution, this establishment of EPR is one of the initiatives undertaken by the government to overcome these issues. So EPR is actually refers to a policy or program whereby the producer of consumer products will be given the substantial financial and physical responsibility for the process of treatment and disposal of any consumer products, especially for plastics. So the government of Malaysia has also recognized the need to establish the EPR program in order to hold the producer of plastics to become more accountable in terms of improving the plastic designs that use less material, more recyclable, as well as supporting the effective waste collection and garbage separation. So the aim of EPR is also to create incentives to reduce the plastic waste, to encourage the environmental friendly product designs, as well as to support the public recycling and the waste management objectives. This is especially for the business and organizations innovations, because nowadays they have produced too much plastic products that contains the characteristics of problematic, fragile, and difficult to recycle. So it can be said that with the assistance of EPR program or policy, the government want to decrease the total environmental impacts caused by certain plastic products of any industries by making the manufacturer become more responsible about the entire life cycle of products in terms of recycling, final disposal aspects, and also the process of treatment.
Now we have come to conclusion. In conclusion, the problem of plastic waste is becoming more and more serious around the world. In order to deal with this situation, education is essential. Different countries have different educational priorities, but there is still room for improvement in changing everyone's knowledge, attitude, and behavior about plastic waste management. Since the start of plastic production in the 1950s, plastic garbage or rubbish has been accumulating in the natural environment of the earth, especially in the marine environment and the ocean. This is the result of our consumer society, the mass production of disposable plastic packaging, and the mentality of throwing it away when used up. Today's results are obvious in the natural environment, and many scientists, many scientific studies and international investigations have examined the threat of plastic debris in the marine environment. Today's scientists, consumers, and environmentalists agree that there is an urgent need to adopt strict measures to alleviate the problem of plastic waste. Unlike other materials such as wood, paper, grass, and metal, plastic is strong, non-biodegradable, and float on water. Recent studies have shown that microplastics have been accumulating in the ocean for at least the last 40 years. National and international plans have been launched to reduce the spread of this marine pollution. So that's all from us, and thank you.